So the reason that they do this is because what it really is about, and they don't want to tell you this, is they just want to control speech online, as you see in Australia, in the UK, in Canada, where you can be jailed for things that you say online. And they don't like that Elon Musk is moving the ball in the other direction. Just listen to CNN contributor David Zurawik say this. He said this yesterday.
No, I think there's a bigger problem that when we focus on the personalities of people like Elon Musk and people say, oh, I think Elon's thinking this or that. There's a bigger problem here about how we are going to control the channels of communication in this country. In 1927, we had the Radio Act. 1934, the Communications Act. Congress stepped in. We made rules. FCC wasn't great, but it's still regulating the broadcast industry. You can't use vulgar language. You can't do all these things with speech. This is dangerous. We can't think anymore.
God, I wish he had hair so I could swirly him.
No, I'm serious. We don't have people in Congress
this is the guy you picked
who
to talk
can
about
make
personality.
regulations that can make it work. I think we can look to the Western countries in Europe for how they are trying to limit it. But you need controls on this. You need regulation. You cannot let these guys control discourse in this country, or we are headed to hell.
Are you talking about Jeff Bezos? Are you talking about Susan Wojcicki? Are you talking about Mark Zuckerberg?
So you're saying by control, also you're saying freedom.
Yeah, he's saying
so
we can't
allow them to allow freedom. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. That's exactly what he's saying. And in case you were wondering, wait, is he really saying that we should have less freedom? Then he says, let's look to the countries like you have in Western Europe where they have less freedom, where people can be jailed for what they say. Again, what would happen in this country if the left had what they wanted completely unfettered? Keep in mind, this is the same liberal media who would have had you believe that Malcolm Nance was out there. And remember his war-fighting cosplay? Yes. In case you don't remember this, and with the context, he never went out into war, but he wanted, so it's hilarious now when you watch it. When you first watched it, you thought he was brave. Now you realize it's a Fisher-Price gun. Yeah. Where he claimed that he was out in the front lines of the Ukraine with Joy Reid. Here you go.
You know, as the more I saw of the war going on, the more I thought, I'm done talking, all right? It's time to take action here. So about a month ago, I joined the International Legion here in Ukraine, a double chin strap. And I am here to help this country fight, what essentially is a war
got hit with a mortar.
of extermination.
Yeah. Now, hold on a second. Wait. wait.
He's wearing pajama pants. Yeah. He's like, I'm out here in the bush. I just made an ear necklace.
Did you think he was a soldier? He kind of implied that.
He
meant he was a CNN he was a news contributor, an MSNBC contributor.
Well, you're allowed to wear what you want.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Just because you're dressed up like a slut doesn't mean that you're easy.
No, of course not.
Just because you're dressed like a soldier holding a gun doesn't mean that you're in the military.
No, exactly. So shame on you. Shame on you for making... You're making a logical leap, that you see him saying he's in the front lines of the Ukraine and that it was time to stop talking, it was time to start acting, and he's standing there with his gun and his ammo. You made a leap. Shame on you for thinking that he said that he was out there in the front lines. So shame on you for thinking that he was actually doing that, because then in an interview with The Guardian, Nance said that he was so important they had to keep him safe. So he said, no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, I'm constantly checking my gear. If I'm in a safe house or on a press junket like I am now, I go over all my gear. Right now, part of my duty is to the press. And by that, he meant all of his duty. They were well aware that I was a high-level asset. So instead of putting me out in the line, I'm in a safe house talking to people like you. Hey, hold on a second. Can we play that clip again? I'm in a safe house talking to people like you, but you just said the time for talking was over. Let's start playing it again.
As the more I saw of the war going on, the more I thought, I'm done talking.
All right. Pause.
It's time to take action.
Quote, I'm in a safe house talking to people like you. Let's rewind that clip again, as though we're in a courtroom. Yeah. I'm in a safe house talking to people like you. Instead of being on the front lines, let's play the clip again.
As the more I saw of the war going on, the more I thought, I'm done talking.
Okay, so look, pause. You can just get rid of it. Shame on you for thinking that he was done talking when, in fact, quote, I'm in a safe house talking to people like you. What did you think he was doing? What he told you?
By the way, what war was going on in upstate New York at the time? Where is he standing?
Well, the Jets and the Sharks have moved to Albany.
I'm in the woods behind my house.
So this, and we're going to play What the Flag on Mug Club here in just a few minutes, because there's no way we could play it on YouTube and the Ministry of Truth would get to us. But look, The same media right now at Time who is trying to say, why isn't Elon Musk doing this? Why isn't Elon Musk solving world hunger? This is the same media who says we need to control what happens online, and we need to make sure that misinformation is removed, and we need to make sure that we look to countries like Western Europe, or we look to countries like, they've actually pointed to Australia where people are being arrested, or places like Canada where people are being arrested, and protests are being shut down, and accounts are being frozen. And that's what the media is absolutely begging for here, while simultaneously, as you just saw, all references available at louderwithcrowder.com, lying about everything. And here's when you know someone's a compulsive liar. And I'll leave you with this. This guy's name, what's that guy's name again? Nance?
Malcolm Nance.
Malcolm Nance. So Malcolm Nance is a compulsive liar. Let me explain. I had a kid who I knew in high school who was a compulsive liar.
Is there proof that he's a liar?
Yeah, what he just said, and then he said the opposite.
Oh, right.
But I don't know which one is the lie.
Oh, the military thing. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, anything that's impressive is probably the lie.
You're right.
So I knew a compulsive liar in high school, and he would avail lies to you that were not required. You weren't required lies. You didn't ask him something like, catch him on the spot, like, does this dress make me look, like everyone lies sometimes, like, no, yeah, that dress makes you look great. And you go,
Well, you have to. The world would fall
the world
apart.
would burn. But when someone lies for no reason, then there's no gain other than the gain they falsely create through the lie. In other words, Nance there, okay? Nance was a reporter at a shitty network. Okay. So we all assumed he was doing shitty reporting for a shitty network.
Yeah. But then he doubled down.
No, exactly. None of us would have cared if he just said, hey, I'm here in Ukraine doing a shitty job. I'm like, well, that's what Nance does. We don't care. None of us, it wouldn't have been a story. It's only when he decides, I know what will get them, I'll lie and go out in full battle regalia and tell them that the time for talk is over and that I am going to the front lines while I'm not. There's really no reason to create that lie other than for self-aggrandizement. Now, here's the thing. That's one reporter, and that's funny. But when you take into account that that's most reporters, not only Brian Williams, not only Dan Rather, but the people who work in the reporting rooms, the same people who want to lie when there are stories, like, for example, a lie that they just made up about Donald Trump and Russian prostitutes. When you take into account the totality of people like Nance, you realize that you do have a media that is run by compulsive liars. And the government is saying, hey, we need to look to them to be our consultants. We need to look to them to be the advisors on this Ministry of Truth. And by the way, what's our stated goal? To be more like Europe, where there's less freedom. No, this is your line in the sand. I think we're better than Europe. That's why we left.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.